Because the truth of the matter is, them motherfuckers, they love money more than they hate us. Take the money away. They depend on us for it. We drive the culture, we drive the economics in this country. As soon as we realize that we got all the motherfucking power and we decide to take it back, something gonna change. Or they gonna have to kill us. You know what I mean? Now, they've been killing us already. Which one you want?
In threes with the rest in peace Chad Boseman and Cliff Robinson and John Thompson. I was sitting there talking. Yeah, John Thompson, from Georgetown, the head coach that coached Allen Iverson and Patrick Ewing. Nah, he was 78.
Oh, that first dude to win
Did
the
you say
NCAA,
like
first black man.
That dude was old.
Come on,
you
bro.
said he wasn't old though.
He wasn't 100.
John Thompson didn't even sound old, bro. Not at all. When you heard his voice, you sound like a young man. Like you looking like, damn.
That's a fact. That nigga sounded like a grizzly bear. What you talking about?
No, he did not. Come on, man.
Talking in interviews?
Man, turn the pot on. We're a half hour out. Come on.
Disrespectful as hell.
God damn. Oh, nigga looking real good on the 4K.
Well, not yet.
Not.
It's still the same.
Oh, my bad.
Next time. My bad. It ain't come yet. Everybody.
Take these glasses off, then.
He was trying to get
He was ready.
Yo, he corny as hell.
Ready.
Yo.
He was
He's
ready.
Like, oh, take these glasses off. Them shits ain't prescription no way.
Oh, you want to see him?
Yo, I said that, so I was like, let me see who come different this week.
Got what they call them? What they call them shit?
Nah, nigga, my shit, I can see, nigga. Ooh.
Oh, the shit with the blue light?
Come on, you look smart already. Let me unwrap
I'm not
my
about to go
sandwich
that far.
for y'all.
Yo.
Let me see this prescription. You know what, Rick? Your vision ain't terrible. Okay, never mind. You 40, but your eyes is like 60.
Yo, listen. I want to apologize to anybody who may be offended about this podcast. Because we're going to start this shit off real proper. People be offended by some of the things we say. I know my mom was offended by
That's
the
the nature
fact
of
that
dialogue.
she thinks that you don't like me.
She think I don't like you. Oh my god.
I had to start the pod off real good.
Oh my god. Ma, come on.
She was like, yeah,
Come on, because
that guy Jay,
he don't like you.
he always on your ass. Pause.
Pause.
You know?
I don't love you that much.
So I had to tell her, yo, that's why we pod. You know? Because we have other conversations outside of this that lets me know that Jay is my guy. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
You know what I mean? He got me out of a sticky, icky situation. Well, Joseph did too.
Oh.
And we're going to introduce everybody. Joseph Ajay. I said it right?
Yeah, you got
Ajay,
it. You got
Ajay.
it. Ajay.
Ajay, yeah. My bad. She said I was going to fuck it up.
Yeah,
So
and you
good,
fucked
man.
it up
I did.
like 30 seconds later.
Sorry.
After you just asked the man.
I know, right? Let's go. This is Ricky.
Jay.
Joseph.
Was that supposed to go easy?
Nah, let it don't matter.
Don't matter, go ahead.
Shout out to Jess, man. We miss you.
Joseph.
This is
Joseph.
All right, we are Culture Visions.
Hey.
So we haven't done an interview in a while, so we're gonna start it off. After the COVID situation to get this thing stopped. Can't even talk. Started. Whew. So first things first. Where you from, Joseph?
I'm from Ghana, West Africa. Born and raised there. Then I grew up. I came to U.S. around 2001, actually.
Mhm.
When I was like, I think I was 13 or 14 at the time, or turning 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go? What city?
In Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, shout out Brooklyn.
Shout out Brooklyn.
Yeah, Patty Gardens.
Ain't that where Yummy at?
Nah, she's in Queens. Well, I don't know, man. That shit is.
Queens and Long Island.
Yeah.
Between each other. Or our friend is in
So you were in Brooklyn until when?
I was in Brooklyn till 2006.
What made you come to Buffalo?
College,
What college?
upstate. Yeah.
Everybody from Brooklyn and Bronx goes to Buff State. It seems like.
Oh,
It does. It seems like Brooklyn and Harlem. No, Harlem is like they go to UB,
Nah,
Fredonia. I don't know.
Harlem.
Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I encountered a lot.
It's the city, period. There's
Right.
two options.
2 hours. That's all they giving out in Buffalo. You graduated what year?
2011.
2011.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Bengal Paws.
Man.
Tell us about Bengal Paws for all of us
Oh,
who
man.
graduated and went to Buff State.
Man, them days was different, man. I don't know, like, Bengal Pose was like, man, I remember when we first came out here, it was like the time, it was like a fashion type of thing when everybody just come in there,
Dressed
you
up.
know, dressed up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
the females
Tuesdays and
looking
Thursdays.
right.
Yep.
And the gentlemen's coming through, you know what I mean? You feel me? So it's like, if you've been in Buffalo, and, you know, Buff State, Bengal Paws, you already know, like, it's no explanation. Like, you already know what time it is. Like,
You already know what is hitting.
Right.
You know?
I missed everything.
Well, since you missed it, let me tell you. The fellas who played sports got out there and got to put their best on because they normally was wearing their little outfit, you know, sweatpants and sweatshirts all throughout the week. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, you got to see them Jays. You got to see them, you know, Timbos. You knew who was from the city at that point.
Oh yeah.
So we got Bengal Paws, we got Buff State, fashion shows. Did you contribute to any of that? Did you get involved in any of that at Buff State?
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
us
I got
about it.
involved in, I was part of a Pan-African student organization, PASO. So I was, when I was there, I was cultural heritage at the time. We used to put together the programs and stuff like that. So when I became part of the e-board,
Explain that to some people so people don't know what e-board
like the
is.
e-board,
Executive board?
like the executive
Alright, I'm
board,
just saying.
yeah,
So-
executive board. So we basically run that whole organization throughout that semester, or throughout the time that we got elected for. So, but through that, I did like some fashion shows. You know how school is, you know, model a little bit.
We said model a little bit. You
Yeah.
model a lot.
Get out there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out there. Let me see what I'm
you
working
know.
with.
So yeah, we model a little bit. Did the fashion shows. I was involved in a few of them.
Okay. Going out, how was it in Buffalo compared? Obviously you're a teenager. You're
Ain't no
adult.
comparison.
There's no. Damn, Costa, you ain't gonna let the
From the
man.
city to Buffalo?
Yeah, I wanted to get his perspective, like the college
I can see it
scene.
in his face.
I know what he about to say.
Ain't no comparison.
Like Buffalo shit trash.
Nah, but when we came here though, if you remember, I don't know, like around 2006 coming, you know, from that time coming, Buffalo was turned up a little bit.
Yes, it
that
was.
was because a lot of like students that were out here were like from New York City and different places and stuff like that. So the party scene was different. A lot of the entertainments that were kind of really hitting it were like people from the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From New York City, then combined with some people that was out here too. So the party scene like just became like, I feel like when we came out here, I don't know what Buffalo was like at the time before I got here, but when we came out here, like, you know, it was like we turned up.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Are you familiar with any of the DJs that was from the city that came here that was big at the time? Do you remember any?
From New York City?
Yeah. That was here going to school and making
a lot of the DJs at the time that were here, that was like Illmatic.
Yeah. I was getting to that point.
Yeah, Illmatic. DJ Ahab. Ahab was one of the first that I felt when we started doing house parties at Buff State. He was like, when I was doing house parties, I started with DJ Ahab.
Okay.
He was
Right there
doing-
on the side on Reese Street.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the best.
How you know all this spot, bro?
I was there.
What the fuck was your old ass
For
doing?
real.
Nigga, I went to Buff State.
Motherfucker was
Roland, my cousin Roland, hung out with
How old is that?
John Allen. Remember John Allen? John Allen hung out with, because they were all from Syracuse, but they in that one house on the corner
Yeah.
was it. That was the shit. They tore that shit down so mad. Now it ain't even there no more. But that street,
Yeah,
Reed Street,
yeah.
was legend. One big ass brown house party. Dirty in there too.
Man, you just,
But no, I mean like it was.
that
I
brown house,
mean,
I remember that. That was the that joint was like, yeah, I know that was
Somebody
when,
live in that motherfucker?
no, it's tore
Nah.
down. Now.
Oh, I'm saying,
Nah, they-
did somebody
No,
live
the
in
fellas, they went to
They
school.
build
Because you said it was dirty as fuck.
There's a lot of
No.
houses and stuff over there.
Yeah, Reese was like a frat house, like,
The
you know.
apartment complex over there.
Yeah, because he's like, yo, man, that shit was dirty as fuck.
No,
was
I mean like in
did
there.
a
When you,
motherfucker live in there?
no,
The
I mean
fuck was
like
he doing?
when you was in there dancing, it was just grimy, but it was clean. I mean, but it was like
You can
dirty
choose your
wines,
words.
all you know. They did
Yeah.
that. It was just them nasty stuff like that. I don't
Ah, that's what you mean.
Yeah,
Yo, some freaky shit.
freaky shit. Yeah,
Yeah, because
It was
the
a
way
house
you make it
party.
sound like
it was a house. It was a house party.
Yeah.
nothing but man, it was dirty and grimy and freaky bitches in there, and they're like, damn, man.
That shit was a trap for real.
For real, right?
Yeah, man.
Mattresses on the floor. Shit.
It'd be like a room size, and then everybody be packed
Packed in there.
But this was fun though.
This was
I'm not
fun.
gonna lie.
I bring this full circle because DJ Illmatic was the catalyst to bring in the New York sound and everything
That's an
here.
absolute fact.
You know what I'm saying? And like him and DJ Spin locked into it with each other. There was no party at like you didn't want it. Like, you could not miss that party.
Right.
Like because you know DJ Spin gonna give you the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But he gonna give you that reggae. And it's going for 2 hours. You are gonna be sweaty.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get something. Somebody's coming back to the dorm or you gonna go to their room or something. It was going down.
Why you say you gonna get something?
You gonna get
God, say you gonna get some. 'Cause get something sound like you got to.
Well, I mean, for some of the guys,
You gonna get something, like-
into the
As in
into the-
gonorrhea.
Like, you gonna get
Because some
something.
of them, you gonna
You gonna get some.
Like you gonna get something. I wasn't like, I ain't trying to be at that party. Fuck that.
Good times. Anyways, I brought that up. So now you got the fashion. What made you get into fashion?
Man, I think that's something that I always kind of like. I grew up in it. My mom used to, you know, have her own shop when I was growing up in Ghana. She used to sew clothes. She used to teach people. She had like students and stuff. So I always like kind of learned a few things, which I feel like a lot of people from Ghana, like parents or somebody in your family, was in that type of business. So if you ever see like a lot of Africans, they stay fly, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
so
a fact.
it's like within us, kind of. So, for me, like I always wanted to do it, but I just never really had the time, like the mindset to kind of like put everything together. Until like one day I kind of really started looking back into like, you know, my mom, the things that she used to do. So, and with like sewing, and my uncle, he does it too, and then he used to like kind of show me how to do certain things, like. So I kind of wanted to start actually like sewing, right? So I started talking to one of my friends, and I got this machine. So I started kind of doing a few things at home. No one really kind of know about this story. So I realized like I didn't really kind of learn all the techniques with the sewing. So I decided maybe I just want to put the ideas that I can kind of that I want to sew. Let me just kind of find a way so we could put it on t-shirts, right? And so I just wanted to kind of do that. So once I kind of came up with the idea that maybe what I want to kind of show, that which is like, I wanted to like sew clothes to kind of make sure that they represent a person that when they wear it, like, you know what I'm saying, like attached to you, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like that's what when I was around my mother, that's what she was about. Like she used to like really look at you, and she would make something that really like just look unique on you, like just fit you real well, like, you know what I'm saying. I feel like that's something that if you wear clothes, it's supposed to feel like it's something that's attached to you, you know. So I got that inspiration from there, you know, and I kind of wanted to also continue it, but at the same time, I don't really know how to sew that much, but I can kind of create an idea and designs and things like that, so we can be able to print them on the shirts and without like actually, sewing it from the start, like how I wanted to do it. But I'm still in the process of learning a few things though to come with,
So, around what year was this when that took place?
I say like 2015. I first really came up with that idea. About like 2016, 17 is when I kind of like started taking it serious. Where I actually printed something on a shirt, and then I started like explaining to like my friends started asking me like what it meant, and I started explaining to them like what it actually meant, and it was like, yo, you should just actually like kind of just put like all these things you're talking about on like, because I started like talking about all the designs and ideas that I have too, and it was like, yo, just put them on the shirts, like you said, like just put them on the shirts and see, and then they started buying it, and then after that I kind of got that motivation, you know what I mean, and then started from there.
So what's the name of the brand?
It's called Espoir,
And what is the?
and it's French, which means hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
Okay. So, 2015 to 17, you have aspirations to not really make a clothing line, but just sort of get people to feel good about wearing clothes and things like that. You know, trying to figure out how you want to do it. Your friends buy things from you. Now you move on forward to like actually printing all your ideas and putting it on shirts. When does it become a lifestyle?
I think it becomes a lifestyle when you actually like started to vision like how big you want it to get. For me, you know what I'm saying? Like I look at it like, and also like what the information that I want to bring out from it. And that's where the names come from. Espoir, hope. You know what I'm saying? Like the idea for the whole brand is kind of to be able to create the designs to connect with people, right? And to be able to connect with you like however you want it to be. For example, like I have a design that with the neighborhood distribution, right? And there's a guy, there's a cartoon in there with a hat, and the hat says free runner, and they had the neighborhood distribution is around it. You got a bag with an E on it, right? Now that idea came from just viewing society and just kind of just thinking about the things that are around us and what we contribute every day to our surroundings and the things that we do and how it affects us, whether it's negative or positive, right? And at the same time, we do this with our free will, right? Which is like the free runner, which is someone like you're free, you do what you want to do, but you have to kind of, the idea is to kind of create something within the society, affect it in a way to be able to like empower it or make it better, So that's one of the thing that I started with my partner Brandon Carmouche.
Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon,
Man.
Very intelligent young man. So I brought him on board, and then we kind of started that whole. I basically explained to him the idea behind it, and we came up with that neighborhood distribution design, because I was explaining to him how I want to spread a message of positivity, empowerment, and knowledge, right, through what we wear every day, you know.
How many hours do you say you put into just doing that?
Man, I don't even count. I just do it every day or every time.
Okay.
Like you said, when does it become a lifestyle?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So.
Kind of answered my other question. Design. I would say there's a lot of people out here that have T-shirts, have clothing, have brands. I won't say a lot. Let me rephrase it. Everyone has a damn T-shirt. Even the Culture Business Podcast has a T-shirt. But how do you separate yourself from the pack? Because you got the people that you're competing against. It's not really the Culture Visions or the.
You talking about the other fashion brands?
Yeah, I'm talking. How do you separate yourself from Reebok, Nike, like those, because you want to be in that. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel like you would separate yourself?
By just saying on my focus, like my business plan, I don't really kind of think like in that way of comparing myself to, you know, right when I started this. That's one thing that I said to myself, like I don't really compare myself to people, so I thought that I would not like compare my business to anyone. Even when I started it, people used to say, oh, like someone asked me who's the target like audience, so I said I don't have any. I'm gonna put my clothes out and I'm gonna put my descriptions out and what I want it to be, and that target my audience or whatever you guys call it is gonna present themselves to me, right? Because I want to send a message, and how I distance myself is by my designs. They're unique. You have to, in which I have my descriptions on the site too, or wherever you buy, what the designs on there have a description on that you can read. So that's how I separate myself from, you know, just create my own unique designs. That when you see, you're just gonna know like it's just like this is Espoir.
Okay. Last question. I think I say this to pretty much everybody. Where do you see Espoir? Right? I said it right?
What you just said?
Espoir.
Okay.
Espoir.
Esquire is a magazine, and it's what lawyers put at the end of their names.
Fuck.
Espoir.
Jay.
Okay, we're on the air. People can hear you.
All right. Where do you see it in 5 years?
In 5 years, man, I see it to become something big. I see that we're gonna really grow because the new things that we have coming up, like my brother Jay can, you know, is witness to that. I think it's something because we just started like really like started branding this whole thing again like beginning of this year, you know, and we have got, you know, good outcomes so far, and the things that we have coming up. COVID kind of hit us a little bit because of the whole, you know, shutdowns and all of that. But coming this fall, in the years to come, there's some big things coming. It's not just gonna be T-shirts, like I said. I started sewing, right, and it's like everything is gonna come into a full circle. So we just started somewhere to get somewhere, you know.
Right. Yeah, you got Jay on there looking like America's next top model.
I fully
No.
support that. I believe in the brand, baby.
No, I'm not saying
I believe in that
but
thing.
made me want to stand. I need a shirt, like I need a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you guys got the right people I seen from when I was on the website. So tell us where can we find the clothing?
You can find www.espoirapparel.com. Also, Espoir is ESPOIR apparel.com. Also, we on Instagram, espoir.apparel. And then also you can follow us on Facebook, Espoir Apparel CO. And you know, again, just follow us, tag us, and you know, you don't even have to make a purchase. Just spread the message, spread the love. You know, just send
Spread the hope.
the page to your friend, your sister, your aunties, your cousin. Just spread it. Let them read our description. You know what I mean? We just want to spread it. It's not about sales. Just want to spread the message because there's more things to come down the line. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
IG.
Espoir.
Oh, you did his IG
Yeah.
or?
Well, people can find them. Maybe.
Yeah.
What,
Oh,
I mean,
let's say that. Don't be like.
what's your IG?
Oh, my personal IG. My personal IG is underscore.
No, his personal.
Yeah, he asked my personal. I already said the brand one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, who's Bill O'Reilly here? Okay.
That's why it sounded crazy. Bill O'Reilly. That's who you want to compare yourself to?
Oh God.
Oh, man.
That's fucking.
What is it, man? I'm sorry, dude. We're fucking around.
My business one is Espoir.apparel. Instagram. My personal one is underscore creative genius with a K. Follow both pages, but just follow the business one and spread the love, you know.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna tell people to follow your page too. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
follow
get
my page, too.
inspiration of,
Yeah.
You know, they get to see you as you being you.
Right.
Whatever you post. You know what I mean, a lot of times people don't follow the business page because it's like,
Because they be looking for content.
Yeah.
They like,
Yeah.
constant
and if you
content.
ain't putting out content on, you just putting up shirts. They're like,
Yeah.
But on your personal page,
Yeah.
you do that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I realize that. That's why I need to go get me a little young kid that know how to work Twitter or IG and give them the handle, give them the password so they can run through.
I'm glad you finished that statement. I just need to go give me a little young kid. It's like, oh my God. First Bill O'Reilly, now he Jeffrey Epstein. Damn.
You're a nut, yo. You are nuts. That is nuts. So listen, you gonna stick around for the rest of the pod?
Definitely, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we gonna get right into it.
Disclaimer: anything you say is going to be used regardless.
Yeah, we don't
So
edit. We don't edit. We don't edit. We don't take nothing out.
If you don't want to say nothing, just be like,
I'm out.
all right,
I'm out on this.
all right. You know, it's a lot of people that was on the pod before. Say no names. They was like, yo, listen. I don't think we should use that pocket. Wait a minute. We did 2 hours. You was on this. I can't edit all of you out. So, we just put it out there to say you gonna say something. Say something. You not whatever. Just be like, pass. I'll pass. First things first. King bitch. Oh my bad. King LeBron.
Why you calling him in the base?
That's how you starting off?
Man, I could tell how.
I love LeBron as a basketball player,
But he's a bitch.
as a man. But this business move that he tried to pull,
Which was? No, you gotta explain it.
boycott the NBA and try to get everybody to follow along, and then when Jalen, what's his name, Jalen from the Boston Celtics, pulled their card and said, hey, so are y'all gonna go home to y'all families for this next 6 months, 6 weeks, or whatever have you, or are we gonna actually get out there and go and fight the fight and be out there in with the people?
Who said that?
I didn't know he said that.
Jalen-
Jalen Brown?
Jalen Brown stood up
Brown
in the
said
middle. I would have, because you can go home to your families. Everybody cannot play, but is everybody in this room gonna go and fight the fight?
Jalen Brown just became my new favorite player.
He was already one of my favorite players.
I'm not a Celtics fan.
So my thing is
I
that
like the player, not the
young man such as himself, he's what, 23, 24?
However old.
Whatever old, but he's saying to King James, you was the first to say, we not playing, but you
Right.
ain't the first to say that you're gonna be willing to get out there on the front lines with these people.
What LeBron said.
Hey, basketball's back on.
The camera cut off at that moment.
Thank you.
Where did you see that at?
This
Right.
was posted on
The video?
Google. No, it wasn't a video. It was Google was typed up.
You gotta start remembering your
Man,
sources, dude.
listen,
What the hell?
I'll be moving fast, bro. I gotta start doing that. You right.
Don't make
But
an excuse.
But
You
that,
can-
that was the players meeting when Milwaukee and all
Yes.
that said there wasn't. Okay.
yes, you can find it on Google. Okay, people. Like, come on.
So hold on,
So I
basketball
wonder if
back
that
on?
was the real
Yeah,
reason
it's
why
back on.
LeBron stormed out. Then
What was the real reason? What you saying?
I'm saying because they made it seem like LeBron was the one. Nah, I mean,
Yeah, like he was
all up in
leading it.
iron and-
That's really
yeah.
how it sounds.
So
The media
I wonder
portrayed it
did
like that.
LeBron leave because of that, because of what Jalen Brown said, or
I don't know.
I think this happened
I
two
know
different
Michael
days.
Jordan.
It
I know
happened
Michael
two different
Jordan got
days.
involved.
Yeah.
so who?
I know Michael Jordan got involved with them.
Apparently, the players reached out to Mike to speak on their behalf to the owners. I think that was bullshit because when Mike was a player, he ain't really stand for shit. Just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of
Love him,
reasons.
but he has some bullshit
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, a lot of reasons.
Yes,
I ain't
bullshit
saying it
reasons.
was all valid,
You know
but
what I'm saying? But
Yep. I think I'm gonna speak on that for a second because
I understood his point of view when he said that. When he said he was not a role model, like, you know what I'm saying, your parents should be a role model. But it's like whether you,
Nah, Barkley said that.
well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, but your parents should be your role models or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like, you don't understand that when you on national TV, people are fucking watching you. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to accept the mantle or not, people are watching you.
Yeah, I think at that time that understanding of who you needed to be versus who people wanted you to be, you know what I'm saying, was different. Now, like Muhammad Ali embraced it.
Yes.
Somebody like what is his name, Kid Norton. You know, Kid Norton, he didn't embrace that.
Right.
I mean, he was nice, but he was like, man, fuck all of that.
But you
I'm
know
here
what?
to box.
I think it's
You know?
people understand. People like Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I'm saying? And Jim Brown. They embrace it because they understood that they had to fight to get to where they are. People before them had to fight. You know what I'm saying? To open that door.
But they
You
also
know
had a
what I'm saying?
personality too.
That ain't the same perspective for everybody too, though. You got to be an activist just
I get all
because
that, but he might not. Now, I'm not saying he got to get out there and start marching and protesting and shit like that. But whether he wants to believe that or not, you know, especially when you black, yo, it's little black kids in the hood growing up, like they don't see themselves represented like that. You their hero. You know what I'm
Some
saying?
people can't
they
take
looking up
that,
to you.
that personality. He's even going to understanding the fact that like some people are, what do you call it, introverted people who, you know, and stuff like that, where they don't,
Right.
they see the spotlight like, yo, I don't want that.
Derrick Rose is like that.
You know what I'm
Derrick
saying?
Rose is he was a very, very shy person. And I watched a documentary about him the other day. And Joakim Noah talked about how Derrick, who was normally a shy, introverted person, saw how those kids were looking at him and was like, man, I gotta be this. Because I'm from here. When they see me, they see themselves in me. They when they see me, they believe that it's possible. Because I'm this kid from Inglewood, Chicago, on the South Side, growing up. You know what I'm saying? My mom ain't know what bills she was gonna pay from month to month, and they growing up in that same situation. So when they see me, they see themselves. You know, I gotta be like
everybody
that.
don't get that switch.
I mean, and that's unfortunate.
You know, can't fault him. I'm not faulting Mike.
I'm not knocking him.
I'm not faulting Mike.
I'm not knocking him, but it's like
But he could have
Mike-
endorsed that one
Mike
dude.
should've
He
been.
could have endorsed that one.
Mike
dude.
should have did a whole lot more than he did. Like,
Yo, but he doing stuff now. Like
Mike
like,
only cared about golf and
Mike,
cigars.
listen, Mike doing stuff. People just don't be bragging about it the way
Michael
they bragging
Jordan,
about
you
LeBron.
also invest in the prison system.
Listen, I'm not. Yeah, hey, that's another topic. We're gonna skip past that.
Yeah.
Boycott.
Somebody else. I thought
Nah,
it was somebody else. No, it was somebody else named Michael Jordan. It wasn't actually Michael Jordan.
It's that Michael Jordan.
Well, let's Google that. Somebody.
Yeah,
'Cause we need to
it was a
find
white
out. We don't
dude
want to
named
put Mike
Michael
on. We
Jordan.
don't want to put him on blast like that.
Alright.
Anyways,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Allegedly, Michael Jordan. The Michael Jordan.
So while we on boycotting, anybody like the titty bar?
What?
Anybody like to go
How
to
the
the titty
fuck
bar?
you go from boycotting basketball?
Because
to
the
titties?
nigga Terry Crews is boycotting Magic City.
Yeah, what the fuck is Terry Crews boycotting Magic City for anyway? Like
Right.
was he their number one customer?
Probably.
He was trying to say on behalf of women that were sex trafficked and kidnapped.
He need to sit the fuck down.
He said his timing of his text was, or his tweet was like, it was ill.
It sounds like
towards-
some bullshit. Like, first of all, how often was Terry Crews in Magic City anyway? That's one thing. And then two, I'm just not trying to hear Terry Crews talk about nothing that got anything to do with like people touching other people the wrong way sexually. Like, I just,
Why?
cause that he had some shit.
But no, I'm just saying. But why though? 'Cause
I ain't.
how he was acting in white chicks?
Yeah, I just don't want to. Nah. I just don't want to hear that from him right now. Like, I'm boycotting Magic City, bro. Unless you was there every
He's
weekend.
the guy who invested in prison, so you can clear that up.
Actually, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So don't do Mike like that. Mike
I ain't
out here
gonna do
giving back, bro. Come on. He ain't giving back as much as he kind of should. Consider these motherfucking J's that we find, but hey.
He wasn't no $102 player. KD words.
Yeah. I'm just saying, yo, listen. Terry Crews needs to sit the fuck down. Cause he already done got Gabrielle Union on his ass. She about to rip him
What she
apart.
about to do?
Cause he was talking shit about her little deal that she should shut up and take the deal, and
What deal?
something happened with her. What damn ABC or NBC? She had a situation that she was saying that it was showing that they were being prejudiced towards her on certain roles and certain things and aspects. And he was just telling her, hey, you need to kind of like, I ain't see nobody be like that towards me over there. And she's like, yo, shut the fuck up over there. You don't know what's going on over
Yeah, that's
there.
a fact.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a fact. He need to
So
shut
Terry
the
Crews
fuck
need to
up.
shit the fuck.
There's
Yo,
some
he need to
truth-
be.
There's some truth to that, because even Megan Good admitted to bleaching her skin to be to lighten up her tone.
Yeah, I believe that, but that shit like that been happening for decades. It ain't new.
From now on.
You know what I mean? Like,
But with all of this situations with women empowerment and stuff like that, somebody needs to stand up. Might not be, the women that are that you see,
In
like
the industry.
in the street. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
stand up. I mean, I understand Megan Good. I mean, you remember when she was back like years. She was a kid acting. You could tell that she bleached. You could tell it was
Yeah.
something, you know,
Was it
something
My Cousin
going on.
and Me or something?
My Cousin
Oh,
and Me,
man.
fucking
Friday.
Friday.
oh yeah, she was one of the kids in Friday. Son, she
Word.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. She was in Friday?
She was in another
She
real
had-
good
She had a
movie.
big round truck, right?
Yep.
Man,
I
I
gotta
think
watch
her
that
best
over.
movie was Stump the Yard to me. about it.
Like, wait,
I
dude.
can't, dude.
That's not the
No,
insult.
she also played in like Eve's Bayou.
Sure.
Remember that?
Yeah.
They fuck with Waist Deep?
Who?
Yeah,
Waist Deep.
Waist
Hell no.
That shit was corny as hell.
Doodle ass movie.
It seemed like they come out with one of those shits every 3 years.
I need to stop the yard.
At least
No,
he was
stop,
dancing.
y'all
in
was
that
dancing,
motherfucker.
nigga, shit.
I'm
Nigga
not
was,
out here crumping, so that shit ain't impressing
Alright,
me.
well, that shit don't
I can't
appeal
do
to
that shit. But it was,
I was getting jiggy with it back in the day, goddammit.
Niggas having seizures in
I
the
used
pool
to
throwing
do
yards over
That
shit.
motherfucker did a handstand on his elbow.
Yo,
son.
that
Come
shit
on,
was
cuz.
crazy.
That was the best part of the
Come
whole
on, son.
movie. I had to sit there an hour and a half for that.
It don't matter. Chris Brown did it in the beginning, so you got 2 for 1, motherfucker. That's what you get.
we had to wait all the
You
way
know
to
what
the
I'm
end
saying?
to get that.
It don't matter. Shit, he got his dick sucked after he did
Oh,
that.
Paul, so.
Oh man.
Hey, and you talking about him? That nigga is crazy. He is crazy. Y'all hear about him? Yo, what is his
The
name?
Columbus Short.
Columbus Short.
Yeah.
That nigga is off the
He got some
chain.
psychological problem.
Yo, what happened to his career? or something?
After he beat
Yo,
that
he
person
started
up,
beating people's ass.
Word.
Yeah.
Nutso.
Yeah.
For real.
He got some screws loose.
I don't want to get right into another unarmed black man shoot right quick. Can we go to the 39 missing children found in Georgia in the trailer?
I actually did not hear this story.
Yeah.
But that's just wild. Like
I guess there's
39.
been a manhunt for the well,
So
manhunt,
these
but,
kids were being what, sex trafficked?
pretty much from what they're saying is that these kids were missing, and it has been called an Operation Not Forgotten. So they set out a task force, basically a fugitive task force for the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children and the state local agencies around the U.S. And they rescued 26 children and safe locations and 13 others from what the news said on Thursday. But this wasn't really big. You know, what we talked about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know.
They didn't get no
No
I
air.
didn't hear about that.
What the fuck? Here's the thing. All right, so now you found these kids. Okay. What are we doing about the people that own this truck, this trailer? What are we doing about the people that, I'm pretty sure that these kids were found, they told you, you know, did they see anything? Like, where's all this information need to
No,
come
man,
out?
them kids might not be real reliable witnesses
Right.
because all the trauma that they experienced.
I'm scared as hell, man.
I'm sure the authorities questioned them and asked them, you know what I'm saying, because they're trying to find whoever is responsible. But you know, that shit actually might take some time. These people people that do that shit be having like a really, really complex network. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the Epstein doc?
yes, I did see the Epstein doc.
He's a nasty motherfucker.
He was a sick guy.
So I'm pretty sure
He
you're
was
right.
He was a
in that.
bad hombre. Words of Mr. Trump.
Yo, Trump ass. Yo,
Don't go off.
what is wrong? I'm sorry. Can I go? Just 1 second. Yo, how did this nigga say that they built a wall every day? They built a wall. It was 10 miles a day. Nigga, how are they building 10 miles a day?
First of
There's
all-
no way that they're
First
building.
of all,
You're a liar.
First of all, I need you to watch. I need you to watch the John Oliver show. They show. I can't remember exactly which state is in. I'm thinking it's Arizona. I could be wrong. They actually show the wall that he built, right? Or at least a part of it. And there's like 2 guys who fucking climbed it. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like really long poles. Like it's split, right? So you can see in
Wait, what?
between it.
Yeah.
You said John Oliver?
The John Oliver show, yeah.
Yo, someone did.
It's on HBO.
Climb that
These
joint.
dudes climbed they climbed the joint. Like it's like poles,
Yeah.
like you know what I'm saying, just separated poles. They climb it, and then when you get to the top, you can just kind of scale over it and then climb down. Like it's the dumbest fucking design I've ever seen in my life. And then like they had like, cause they were like, this was like a real thing. They had they auditioned, so to speak, different walls from different companies and different makers. You know what I'm saying? People were like competing to be the wall builder. And like all of the walls were fucking trash. And then I believe the border authority was like, well, it wouldn't make sense to get like a stiff, like a solid wall because we can't see in between it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we can't fucking see who's trying to come through. We can't see who's trying to get over it. So it's a shit show. The whole wall thing is probably the dumbest idea. And then like they were even trying to build like walls through people's property. Like
What?
the section of the wall, like, you know, because if somebody's home is like on the border, they're like essentially cutting off your property, building pieces of the wall on your property. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just still
It's-
stuck on
it's crazy.
Trump saying, we're out here building wall 10 miles a day. I'm like, what? Yo, get this dude off the TV.
I don't even understand why he's still talking about that shit when you got all this other stuff going on.
He don't care.
He's talking about walls, but
They don't care.
he don't.
I'm sorry.
surprise me.
That shit just that dude is nuts, yo. For real. He ain't going to jail as soon as he get out. Kanye West spent 1.5 million on a campaign. That's what rich niggas do with their money, knowing he ain't gonna win.
You can go into the next topic. Talk about fucking Kanye West.
Bro, what if that joint turned out to be this whole Trump thing? Because remember, when Trump started, people were saying the same thing.
Nah, the
They've
Kanye
already
West.
kicked Kanye West off of ballots in certain states.
Yo,
He
Kanye West has no
to win.
chance. The election is in November. That's 2 months from now. Like,
Nigga, you waited too long.
facts.
Yeah.
That's a black person move. Right
And that's
there.
only 1.5 million. People donate millions.
No, he did it to
Billions
his own
of
campaign.
dollars. Come on,
Hey, my name's Kanye West. Here's 1.5 to my own.
That's a shame. That's a
Nigga,
shame.
get out of here. Like voting for your ass. You're fucking up the votes that's supposed to go to
He ain't gonna get that.
whomever.
He ain't
'Cause I don't even know.
He's not getting that. Many.
We had this conversation before. I asked you had a choice to vote, or
Don't
you
go
had a
down
choice
this
to
rabbit hole.
eat. You had a choice to eat pig's ass or liver. Which one you eating? You're homeless. Pig's ass or liver? Which one you eating?
A pig ass or a liver?
Yes.
Is it cooked? In sauce?
Like-
in season?
You ever had chitlins?
You ever had chitlins?
No. Ew.
No.
Me
Smell
neither.
them things.
Yeah, I was about to say,
But-
if you already had chitlins, you kind of already ate the pig's ass because you're already in there. Like,
I'm not eating no ass, man.
I'm saying you're poor.
You poor, you got pig ass.
You got a pig ass or liver. What you gonna do? Stay
Bro,
alive?
like,
Can I
don't
get more
go
context?
down.
Is
No, ain't no. I just
Is
wanted
it,
to
is
answer
it
the
cooked
question.
season?
Nah.
I don't remember this.
Don't
Nah.
go down this rabbit hole.
Yes,
dude.
go down the
Yeah,
rabbit
this
hole
is
with me.
crazy.
What are you gonna do,
You said or
Joseph?
liver?
Joseph, what you gonna do?
But like, you gotta give me more. Like,
This
what
is you're picking between two presidents, potential presidents. You
You
can
said
have liver.
ass and the liver.
Yes,
Like,
that's
what
it. Which
liver?
one?
Who's the liver?
What is the liver?
Kanye is the liver?
No.
He meant food.
Like, are you talking about just what liver though? Like,
The
What
liver
my
from an
context
animal?
is what I'm
Liver
saying
from an
is
I
animal?
told you don't go down this rabbit hole.
yes,
like
any liver,
any liver?
any liver.
Human liver.
Can I get
Yes.
some salt and pepper?
No, I would do what you want to.
What the
But
fuck
you
is
gotta
going on
pick.
here?
You gotta pick. Come on.
Man.
I guess the salt and pepper would be the shorty that homie picked to be on his ballot to run with his running mate.
This is some stupid shit.
What I'm
Yeah.
asking, what I'm
It's
saying
it's
is,
a very
okay.
I don't
So now you're
remember
gonna
that.
pick,
No,
you're gonna pick
Would
Joe
you-
Biden.
Would you rather fuck a guy or have Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
babysit your daughter? Like, that's kind of what you like.
And that's where we're at with it.
I'm
That's
going to
where we're
jail.
at with it, people.
My answer is I'm going to jail.
No, that's where we're at. You're not gonna vote.
Them niggas ain't making it out the room.
You trying to figure out what to do?
Ignore
Hey,
it.
bro. I'm in the middle. Huh? Yes.
Get off the phone, Joe.
No, Haas, I can't put you on speaker. I gotta go. I'm gonna call you back when you're done. All right.
Yeah, that's what the red button is for. Rude.
Hey, let's try to be a little bit more transparent on this
No.
podcast
Get off the phone, Joe.
That was China.
sometimes.
He said, get off the phone, Joe.
Man,
Joe
continue.
Button always answers the phone during the middle of his
Yeah,
shit.
all right. Where-
I didn't see it yet. What is he
Dude, don't watch it now.
Oh, okay. All right. What I'm basically saying is, we're fucked. We're fucked. You gonna? Who are you voting for? Ain't nobody in this room ever even thought about it, right? I know you ain't thought about it for
Who to
real.
vote for?
Yes.
Trump.
See, see, we're fucked. It don't matter. Like, it don't matter.
Somebody gonna listen to this shit and really believe me. Like, no, that was a joke.
Yeah, we
Right.
know who we voting for. We have no
Bro,
choice
you
but
don't have
know
to
who we
say who
voting
you
for.
voting for, man. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He can't do no worse. So might as well
Yo,
vote
here's
for
the
it
thing,
rather than
man.
not vote.
if people don't vote, like, yo, if people don't see what's going on now, like, if you don't know who you're voting for since the beginning of, like
4 years ago.
like, you know what I'm saying? like if you don't know
Anybody
who
but
you're
him?
voting for, like, you know,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
like,
Anybody but him. I got it. Yeah, let's get off of Trump. That pissed me off.
You the one got on it.
I'm sorry. My bad.
told
Hey,
you what I was rapping.
so the 17-year-old boy who, what was his name, that was walking with the police officers, shooting up shit. 17-year-old.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Okay.
Man.
So, my man is just walking with the police, shooting.
Well, okay, this is what happened.
Nah,
Don't say it
right.
like that, because
Yeah, it
that
wasn't
was
exactly
the
that way.
oversimplification, and
Okay.
people who haven't seen the
Go
video
ahead,
will
go ahead.
actually believe that shit.
Break it down to us.
So what happened was, well, I've seen a couple videos, right? So one video shows them pre-shooting, before the shooting happened. He's in this militia group, and the cops are fucking driving past with their little tanks and shit, right? Asking these guys if they want water. Hey, man, guys want water? You know what I'm saying? You can hear the cop didn't, like the guy down in the tank is like talking on over the intercom. And he's like, we appreciate you guys, blah, 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 right? Like all pleasantries and good tidings, right? Tosses out water to these dudes, the whole 90, then the cops drive off. Later on, I saw another video where one of the members of the militia, not Kyle Rittenhouse, is saying the cops told them that they were going to push the protesters their way, toward the militia. You know what I'm saying? And the militia, I guess, had the green light to deal with them however they pleased. I didn't exactly see what started the altercation between Kyle Rittenhouse and the first man he shot, the guy he shot in the chest. But you see him shoot him, and the guy falls between the two cars. Guy Kyle Rittenhouse shoots another person. I believe he shot somebody in the chest and in the head.
That's when he was on the ground. They were trying to stop him. He was shooting.
No, he shot the other guy in the arm.
Okay.
He takes off running. Apparently, they say he could be heard on his cell phone saying that he just
Shot
killed
somebody.
somebody.
Yeah.
He said, "Killed. I just killed somebody." You know what I'm saying?
I think I just killed somebody.
Either way, you know what I'm saying? I think I killed. Like, you wouldn't think that shit unless you, you know what I'm saying? The motherfucker felt like a board. You know what I mean? You see him trip on his own, like as he was being chased. Turns around. Another man has a gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do, or you know what I mean? I don't know
I
what
think
the
they
fuck
were trying to
was
stop him, like from getting away. from running
Yeah,
away.
yeah, but you see another guy like hold a gun on Kyle Rittenhouse. It's a handgun on Kyle
I
Rittenhouse.
couldn't see that.
Yeah.
I
And that's
saw mad people reaching for him.
yeah. And I know he shot the other kid. I think he shot the guy who had the gun in the arm. He shot somebody in the arm. And he gets up. He starts running again. And he's walking past police with his hands up, and people are screaming. He just killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? 3, I believe it was like five police vehicles in the area. One was parked, and 3 of the vehicles were driving directly past him, and there was another one turning the corner, and he was not arrested.
Yeah, they was just shouting. Saying, "Just don't come down here. You with the long gun, don't come down here." Some other shit like that.
And he was walking like this, right past him with his hands up, and the fucking AR-15 draped over his chest.
So he was out there with his moms.
Yeah,
With his mom.
his mom
He was out
dropped
there
him
with
off.
his moms. Now his moms was out there too.
She was
like,
out there,
another
but she
time.
wasn't right with him. She was in another
Yeah.
section.
So this militia is people put together to stop protesters.
Yeah, he drove there from Illinois
Right.
to quote unquote protect the community from these
Protesters.
looters, rioters, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole, like the whole spiel they give when
Yeah.
they really want to say, or they can't
Niggas.
say, listen, yo, I'm driving to Milwaukee to kill me a nigga. You know what I mean? Even though I know the one dude he shot was white. You know what I mean? He ended up shooting some white folks, bro.
In their minds, if you are with black people, you are considered the enemy.
Yeah. I mean, that's old school shit too. Back in the South, you nigga lover,
Yeah.
you got it too.
Where I don't know. We had this conversation when we first started the podcast about looters and rioters and all this stuff. And where I am now versus where I was then is like, at this point, I feel like it's going to get into being a race war. And it's going to come down to who has the bigger stick, who has the bigger people around them that's going to, help them carry their agenda or their torch, And at this point, it's going to get out of hand.
Mhm.
You know, I'm hearing rumblings just in general, just about protesting, big protests, you know, more rioting in this area coming soon. You know, until I think we get, and I don't even think it's even justice at this point. I think that it's more so some satisfaction of, you know, the Breonna Taylor people, you know, those people aren't arrested yet.
I think we
You know.
can stop wishing for that shit.
And no, it's not that it's, yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, like, I don't think that what we're asking for at this point,
I think that's a problem too, like what you just said. We asking.
yeah, that, and I was getting to that. We're going to, it's going to have to be, we're coming to take it.
Yeah.
And why I say that is that, going back to the LeBron situation, are you with us for real? You know?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to do this for a publicity stunt? Because if you with us, basketball don't mean a goddamn thing. Y'all getting out here and y'all gonna figure this out somehow. Like somehow things just gotta change. Ice Cube said it best on his IG, like, yo, at this point, what you said, we have to take it. And even what you give us is still not going to be enough once we do take it.
You gotta stop asking. Yo, to tie it in, like as far as LeBron James is concerned, like I think LeBron really, I think he feels, like I think he's legitimate and he's honest in how he feels. But at the same time, you have to think about like this. Like a lot of dudes will be down for the struggle just as long as they don't have to risk anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you got somebody like LeBron James, and I'm speculating, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like Jaylen Brown in some way pulled his card. You know what I mean? Like, hey, like, all this shit you saying sound good, but are you going to get out here on the front lines? Because that's going to cost you something. You know what I mean? Like, you know, NBA contract's guaranteed. You go home with your family. I mean, you could be like, I'm boycotting the rest of the season. I ain't gonna play. You go home with your family. You gonna be comfortable. You still a fucking millionaire, right? You ain't in no danger. Your kids ain't in no danger. Like you straight. Everybody out there is still suffering. Is you gonna go out there and put something on the line? And that's what Jaylen Brown was doing. He was challenging them. And what you see is not many at all. Very few. A very, very low percentage of black people are actually willing to sacrifice something for what they believe. Very few. I say like 10%. If it's 10 motherfuckers in a room, one of them is willing to risk it all for what the fuck they believe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got like 4 or 5 of them, like, we fucking with you, but wait, we gonna lose our jobs? I don't know about all that shit, cuz I ain't with that.
I had a situation similar to that. I'll speak on it.
And the other 4 just gonna stay quiet. They ain't doing shit.
A guy that I know very well and respect very well was like, yo, listen, I ain't working here no more if I don't get what I want. Sent out a mass text message to a group of people saying, yo, listen, I think we all should get what I'm asking for, and we should not work here. The house was split. And even though the house was split, you know, the people that was with him was like, the house is split. I'm going to sit back and kind of watch what's going to happen. I'm with you. I'm only with you kind of if we all going to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, you know. And, you know, watching it go down and watching that person take the stand that he took, I would say it's pretty honorable. Yeah. You know, and he's living relatively comfortable now off of what he does compared to the business. You know, and like you said, it's a lot of people that just won't do it. That's just an example. One person.
Bro, I see
that nigga took. He was like, "Yo, listen, go on."
I see it on my job all the time. Like, you know what I mean? I get ostracized for being an outspoken person, and I could be in a room with other motherfuckers who feel the exact same way that I do, but they ain't gonna say it though.
You're the only one that's gonna say it.
I'm the only one that's gonna say it, and then you end up getting ridiculed by the motherfuckers that look like you. hey man, why you do that, man? Nah, they gonna do this to us. Like,
You host like
these
that.
motherfuckers.
He sound like an old Negro.
That's how they sound.
Hey, nigga,
That's how they
that
sound.
white man's gonna slick us.
That's how they sound. Oh man, now they gonna punish us. They gonna do this to us, man. Or now we all look like this. It's like, motherfucker, y'all feel the same way. You wouldn't be saying shit if I said something. If what I said, you know what I'm saying, like it triggered them to actually take action and do what the fuck we asking. Then you'd be happy. You'd be high fiving me. Oh, good job, Jason. Man, I'm glad you said something. Shut the fuck up, man. That's
It
weak
happens,
shit.
man. It's weak shit. It's weak shit. It's not king shit at all. But
You know what I think, man? I don't think all these people, they don't got the answers, man.
who don't have this?
All these celebrities, all these basketball superstars
I
that
agree.
people look, they don't have the answers. Like, no one does. And I think everybody looking up to them like, yo, they're supposed to because we watch them play on TV. Man, they just us just like us. They just got money and living on somewhere else that we don't see them every day. So we think they're like so different, like, right? Like, they don't have the answers neither. They sit home and talk about this thing probably just as much as we talk about it too.
I even go as far.
You know
I
what I'm
say this
saying?
too. Like, yo, like, so they boycotted one game. Woo. NBA ain't lose no money. You know what I'm saying? They didn't already dealt with rescheduling games because due to COVID. They one game. You know what I mean? One day we ain't seen no basketball. You know what I'm saying? Shit was on at the end of the week. And this is what they got. You tell me if this moves the needle or not. This is the commitment from the NBA and the NBA Players Association to resume the playoffs. Establish a social justice coalition featuring representatives from players, coaches, and governors. Wow. Convert team arenas into voting locations for 2020 general election. Also just this year. Cool. Create advertising spots in playoff games that promote civic engagement in local and national elections. Oh, dope. So we're still relying on the government to fix our problems.
So they
Cool.
the one out here shooting people. That's nothing to
Cool. That's
regards
great.
to police reform.
So we boycotted one game to pretty much have a spot to hold elections. Oh man, these guys, it's fucking awesome.
That's the answer, man.
What would have made a statement? What would have moved the needle? If boys would have been like, we ain't fucking playing the rest of the year, period. Because that hurts pockets now. You know what I'm saying? Not their pockets. They already got their money. It hurts the owners of the team's pockets. You know what I'm saying? The NFL would be an even bigger statement because, as we know, the NFL, in terms of sports in this country, is the monolith. You know what I'm saying? They run shit. You got 32 billionaires that meet quarterly, yearly, however fucking often they meet. If the NFL was like, yo, till shit changes in this country, we ain't playing. Them motherfuckers that got Donald Trump on speed dial, you think they ain't making calls? Yo, listen, these niggas ain't. We gonna need you to shut the fuck up, cause I need my product on the field. You know what I'm saying? The horses ain't running. The niggas ain't picking cotton cause you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Get your shit together
I hate it, but
so I can get this money. You know what I'm saying?
When he used the analogy, I'm like, ah,
because the
goddamn.
truth of the matter is, them motherfuckers, they love money more than they hate us. Take the money away. They depend on us for it. We drive the culture, we drive the economics in this country. As soon as we realize that we got all the motherfucking power and we decide to take it back, something gonna change. Or they gonna have to kill us. You know what I mean? Now, they've been killing us already. Which one you want?
You sound like Pac right
I mean, shit, dog. Like,
there.
Pac
That
was an
Pac,
influence.
right?
He was an influence. He was an influence. But, I mean, like, it's real shit, though.
Which side are you on?
I mean, now all of a sudden, and this is the other thing, too. Do you remember 4 years ago when Colin Kaepernick decided to take a knee? He was getting fucking ripped. Now you turn on CNN, they got his fucking picture.
Everywhere.
Get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, these people are the biggest hypocrites. And what our asses at home doing, we still tuning in.
Our good guy. This is why I loved him so much, man. Our good guy, Ramir. Rest in peace. Yo, our good guy stopped watching football. That moment. Can't watch no more football.
And look at and I applauded him for that because it showed a difference in thinking. He influenced me. I started doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I saw how dependent we are on this social engine. You know what I mean? Like we can't help but fucking tune in, but they use us. We cattle. We watching the show. We watching the slave trade. We tuning into the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? They picking niggas. You know what I'm saying? They get out there and run, nigga. And when you can't run the way I want you to run no more, I'm getting rid of you, and I'm gonna bring another one in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never gonna pay you what you really worth.
Especially the NFL.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially the NFL. NFL is. How you paying a motherfucker to hit a baseball 450 fucking million? Yeah, how you paying a nigga to fucking throw a fucking baseball 1 week? One day out of the week. This nigga is throwing the ball one.
Baseball money difference.
I know that's my
Yeah.
what I'm trying to sit here and say. It shouldn't be.
I don't know.
Compared
how
to
you
NFL.
talking about the price, like how much they get.
No,
paid.
what, I'm only going.
NFL and
What I don't take it as that. What I'm saying is,
I get what you mean though.
like, you're gonna get when you were talking about NFL players and money, how much they're really worth.
Right.
Like, I feel like just throwing a name out there, Thurman Thomas or Jim Kelly compared to fucking Derek Jeter. They're putting their bodies on the line every Sunday to get like paralyzed. No, I'm not saying that.
Where the fuck is he going with this?
I'm not saying. I'm just talking about the money difference. We're talking about the money
That's
difference.
that's not the relevant
But
point.
the money in baseball is the world's oldest money. It's the sport that's been around the longest.
That also ain't got shit to do with what the fuck we was actually talking about though.
Yeah.
Like how much they get paid.
You said.
Yeah.
You said in contrast.
Yeah, but we talking about the racism that's attached to
I
it.
know that.
And you got to talking about, well, man, in this sport, you comparing sports as opposed to talking about the actual issue.
Off the issue. Since you don't understand, I'm off.
No,
the
I do
issue.
understand.
Were you trying to
It's like-
compare
I'm
the
trying to-
baseball in terms of like black and
Yes, that's all I was doing. I wasn't saying it as
Yeah.
the money did like you're.
that is it's like a very like crazy sport where baseball is just like laid back. It's not
Right.
really.
It's like a nigga just be playing kickball.
Yeah, I get.
I
the-
wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying you're paying a dude to play one day out of the week, $450 million a year. Okay, and to not do too much of anything, but just to
Yo,
throw
it's
the
the,
ball.
it's
Baseball
the, it's
games,
the
they do
league though. You
football
have to
games.
understand if the
Alright,
league
we
is
need to
generating
transition,
that much
'cause
money.
that shit just took a left.
They play like
Yeah.
almost 200 games in baseball. What you talking about?
Ain't a pair
I feel like
of fucking
baseball is
hit
like
by a
always on
fucking
TV.
250-pound linebackers.
So them niggas should have
6'4".
picked up a fucking bat and a
Okay,
ball.
all right, well, let's get on to something real that's about to get this fucking mic boiling for the next 10 minutes. This nigga Jay is about to go berserk. I'm on the side of the cops. Besides you on.
First of all, how about you introduce what exactly you talking about?
All right. Another shooting of an unarmed black man.
You want to say his name?
Don't make it sound like I don't want to say his name.
Well, what the fuck are you? Just
Jacob
say it.
Blake.
Are you
Alright.
playing devil's advocate?
Yes, I am. Yeah,
Alright,
I'm-
it sounds like it. Yeah.
You go first, Jay.
I'm not going first.
No, go first.
No.
Because I know you got a rant in you.
No, go ahead.
The nigga jumped up and down pre-conversation. This nigga jumped so high, I was like, whoa. This nigga is Bruce Lee for real.
I want to see the other video though, where he was.
There
where
ain't
he
no
was
other
fighting.
video. Ain't no other fucking video. The motherfucker was.
Well, even when he shoved
pushed
him.
the cop off of him.
Yo, so was it an actual fight? Because I think a fight is when like there's like
Yeah, nah,
when
it
you
wasn't that.
hitting someone like
Well,
you know
Unless this motherfucker.
like the
is,
other video was a fight. He was fighting the cops.
Unless this motherfucker is
So-
the reincarnation of Black Belt Jones, he ain't beat 3 cops' asses and then turn around and say, you know what?
Well, the
now that
video I
I'm
just
done,
watched, it was like
I'm gonna go get in the car.
Okay. I'm going to say this. The cops, and how they're trained, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They got their ass beat, or they felt that they were in danger and got their ass beat, or got their ass handled, whatever.
Uh-huh.
The guy pushed them off him.
Uh-huh.
all of
He
them.
w- he pushed them
all
off.
3 of them. Just go with the story.
He goes and gets in his car.
Yep.
Now let's rewind back. The cop gets a call.
Yeah.
It's a black male,
Mm-hmm.
okay, who has a restraining order.
Up already because you said black male.
Nigga,
Yep.
let me.
Go ahead.
It's a black male, has a restraining order. The woman is calling the police to come and get this guy.
Right.
He's intoxicated.
Right.
His description, he's already been arrested 4 or 5 times. So his description is that he's had a gun before, he's had a knife, he's dangerous. He's considered to be dangerous. What she said was he's intoxicated. So these little white men pull up. Little white police officers pull up.
Don't say little white men.
Little white police officers. They were little.
Whatever.
When you see the video, they look
No, go ahead.
tiny.
Go
For the sake
ahead.
of the story, let him finish.
Go ahead.
So they get out of the car. They tell him, yo, listen, come with me. Let me put these handcuffs on you per what we're trained to, so for your safety and for mine. Well, you don't want to do that. You start resisting. Already in your head, you're thinking, yo, listen, I want to get home tonight. I don't know what he got.
That's what they was thinking.
All right.
Why wouldn't they?
Let him. All right.
Nah,
So,
I'm shut the fuck
all right.
up.
So before you go in to what you just said, so he was on the other side of the vehicle or in the grass or wherever. And there's 4 of y'all, 3 of y'all, however many of y'all. Even if that is the case and you're afraid for your life, there are other forms that you can use against this man other than not shooting him. You can whoop his ass, you baton him, pepper spray him, tase his ass. I even just saw something about people getting tranquilized with police. So what other, there's multiple other methods that they could have used with this man
True.
before shooting him.
True. Here's where it gets a little bit interesting. You go and get in your car.
But alright, so
No, wait,
I
no,
see
let-
what,
no,
I
let him go,
understand
let
what
him
you're saying because by him going to his car, you don't know what's in his car. But that man was on the other side of his vehicle. You could have did A, B, C, D, E, whatever, all of the above to this motherfucker before he went to his vehicle to stop him and arrest him. So where was the sense of urgency in subduing him?
Mm-hmm.
Why doing all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh no, I thought you had a rebuttal to that.
I don't have it.
You don't have one?
No, I don't have one yet.
Oh, I was waiting on that.
The fact of the matter is you're not thinking about that at that particular time.
What
You're
the fuck
thinking
are
that
you
this
thinking?
guy.
Already not.
You're thinking that this guy is dangerous and he's
If
going to his car.
If you're
You-
there to
he
arrest
already
him,
got-
why
he
would
already-
you arrest him before he
al-
gets to a dangerous situation?
Well, listen, he already fended me off,
No, all 3 of them.
and
All
we ain't
three
got
of
in, and about to get in his car. So, per the video that you seen, Joe, where the guy went to his car and reached in, he's reaching in. If you're gonna go and get away, what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna step in, right? Aren't you gonna step in your vehicle to get in? But if you're trained to know the difference between a guy reaching in and not knowing what he's gonna do versus a guy stepping in the car,
Okay. Since you still want to use that argument, I'll refer to the Jacob Blake video. When he opened up his car door, the cop grabbed his shirt. Again, I ask you, if I am pulling your shirt as you are trying to get in your car, it will alter the way you get in it.
could it? Or could he
Yes.
already been? Could he
It
have already
looks
been?
like-
It kind of looked like he was kind of like
He was pulling his shirt. He shot him with the gun
Yeah.
like this with one hand.
Yeah, you
He was
pulling
pulling
away
his
from
shirt
somebody
while
pulling
he
his
was
shirt,
shooting
you pulling
Can
in
I ask this
from
And then I'll say
Right,
this.
right.
I'll say this too.
Hey,
If you felt like he was that big of a threat by going to his car, like I don't know what he has, you think you could have stopped that maybe one shot if you were gonna shoot him? Like maybe one was good enough.
or
like,
stop him from getting to the car.
You know what I'm
Period.
saying?
If you thought
Or
something dangerous in the car.
bust his ass upside the head with the weapon. You know what I'm saying?
Knock him
I'm
out,
sure
something.
we've seen people get. Well, I've seen somebody get into it before. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it does the trick. Have you seen Goodfellas? I'm just saying there were multiple things he could have done. He shot him 7 times. Do you know what that means? 7 times? That's personal. That's not
I think
professional.
I think in that particular instance when you got your in their the way they were feeling, it got personal. You got beat up. You weren't listening to me and stuff
Okay,
like that.
first of all, I don't even believe that unless Jacob Blake is like the second coming of the motherfucking Green Ranger, he ain't beat all 3 of them cops' ass.
Can I say this? You seen that video I showed you, right? The video,
With him
the
walking
police
in.
officer, not talking about Jacob. We're talking about the police officers that was trying to subdue the one guy.
Oh, they was fighting with the.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Is it not possible after you've seen that video that Jacob could have done that?
We had a
Hold on, wait a minute.
we had to talk about that video too. Me and a few friends. I think what that one is that particular video. It's like, honestly, like the officers look like they don't have no training. That whole video. It's like, it's two officers and one guy. Like honestly, like they don't have no training, and two, it's like that whole stop was out of like they messed up. If you watch it in the beginning, it was just like just didn't seem right. I just knew something bad was gonna happen to the cop when I first saw the video. That one you could see like that whole thing where it's like I could see the driver, the person fighting with the cop, like that whole thing shouldn't have happened. Like there's ways that could have been handled in a better way.
But he beat their ass though.
He did,
and then got to his car and then shot their ass.
And then shot them. But that's a different thing where it's like with this situation, like he's actually tussling with these cops for a long, like that video you showed me, he was tussling them for a while. Literally, like they were fighting him for a long time. And at that point, even me as a person, if someone's tussling with me on the ground for that point, like we playing around, I get up, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm about to beat his ass, like, or do something. So at that point, if they even shot the guy or something like that, you could kind of think like, okay, this guy was trying to really kind of hurt the cops. Me, it's not about a cop like in a black thing. It's just like your common sense, man. Like the guy was trying to go to his car. I understand you thinking like, okay, the way he's reaching, he's leaning forward. There's something he could like going for under his seat or whatever. But bro, like that man was standing on top of him. He could see the seat now, like see what he was reaching for or whatever, right? So he's the only one that could tell the truth unless if there was any camera that could see over them. But 7 times, right? The point is like, there's a job in being a human being. Like you shoot somebody 7 times, like, bro.
That's gangster shit, dog.
Like that's not at that point. Your job is not even the thing anymore. Like you're doing your job. We human beings. Like right now, if I know like even if I got into a fight with someone and I'm whooping their ass and I feel like I got the advantage, I'm not gonna like keep pounding on the man trying to take him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the man is dead already. Like like you already got the advantage to whoop him, right? What else? Like
what else you need to do?
What else you need to do? Like he could have like like he could have like Jay said, that something. Shoot him in the hand. The hand that he's reaching for something. Shoot him in that hand.
Yo, bro. He shot the man. Like, you saw how he was holding the gun, too.
Yo, these people,
the man
bro,
shot him like he was... it should have been some audio. Like, I could hear Joe Pesci voice when the motherfucker was shooting him. It was like... he shot that man 7 times,
Yo, Rick.
at point blank range.
So now...
He was trying to kill him.
Okay, hold on. So now we're going back to the call. This person's armed and dangerous. He goes and gets in his car. At one point, from the video said, he told the police that he had a knife, he had a weapon.
Okay.
So, now, he's reaching in the car, they're trying to pull him out. You already done, let's say, for the sake of argument of like him not beating their ass, he just like shoved them, right? He just, oh, get off me, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. He's intoxicated, right? This is what it was said. He was intoxicated when they pulled up. So now this guy shoved him out of the way. He said that he had a knife. He goes and gets in his car. They're pulling him out. Maybe he's going to reach for that knife and that cop is seeing him, and that's why he shot him. Now, here's the thing. I'm not, on this part, I want to say this so that y'all understand. Some cops are saying they are trained to shoot you or raise the threat level. So if you got brass knuckles, I got a knife or baton. If you got a knife, I got a gun.
Right.
That's what they're trained for.
I totally understand that.
And I'm not sitting here saying that that's even right, because now you're insinuating somebody's gonna get hurt now.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, if he got a knife, my training is I got a gun.
Right.
And you don't have it's something called 21 feet rule. So if you're
I know
within
the
that
21
rule,
feet rule, I know the 21 feet rule.
then
He can stab you before you shoot him.
right.
Yeah.
So now
that's if your gun is holstered.
cool. But at the same time, if I'm already drawing and telling you to stop, and you're not stopping,
Oh, but he was walking away.
so what, nigga? I'm the authority. My kid,
That's the problem.
my kid, you're walking away, okay? Obviously, we're not gonna have the extreme of fucking going to follow a kid and whoop the kid, right? Because what you're saying is you gotta have some type of restraint and decency as a human being at that point. But I'm the authority. I'm coming for the aid of a woman who's saying you're not supposed to be here.
Word.
The woman is saying that he's not supposed to be. He's papers.
Yeah.
And
The
we
same
know.
woman that was jumping up and down crying because he got shot.
I listen. I'm not going that.
That
I'm
was-
not
that
going.
was-
That was the
Same
girl.
woman.
The
Same
girl
one.
that was with the kind of black and
The black and yellow. Yeah, same woman.
Yo,
Let me finish my point. Then, what the fuck are you doing, lady? Because you called the cops. You know. Listen,
Yeah,
I'm
that's not it.
I'm about to go even further. If that's the case, Rick's going on a rant.
yeah.
If that's the case, Rick's going on a rant, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Not going on a rant.
You're not gonna sit here if you know that the Cheektowaga police is racist. You should not call the cops on me if you don't want me to be harmed. By
Yo,
That's
and that can go into a whole different, deeper conversation because, you know, I'm gonna say this, right? You're like what you're saying. I agree with that. There's ways that we have to kind of move in order to prevent these type of things. Like we play, and I'm saying we because I'm putting as like collectively, like you know, we play a part in these things. Like me and one of my friends was having a conversation about this particular situation about like how an African, you know, I would say a Ghanaian guy. I'm not gonna use a whole African continent. How the
Right.
Ghanaian guy will react in the situation. What's it? We was
having
kind
the
of
cops called on him.
yeah. It was one situation we was debating about, just having a conversation because in you know, we was talking about how like some people was talking about how we all play a part in it and stuff like that. And I think that we all play a part. There's a way that you have to conduct yourself to avoid things from happening. You know, we all been pulled over. I mean, I can't say some people been pulled over. You know, I've been pulled over before. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes they will ask you questions to provoke you, but if I feel that if you act accordingly, and not being like you're trying to be like a bitch or whatever, like a weak man because you're following order or whatever, you can get out of certain situations. That's just a general thing that I feel like any human being can do at any point, right? But in that situation, right, we could look at it like, because when you go in that part, that form that you're describing, you're trying to pinpoint who's at fault, right? And I think when you stretch it that far, you lose the point, because then it's like, then you have to go into how did the baby even get involved? You have to go into that far, right? But the whole point about this whole shooting and the cops thing that's going on, it's just that, like, you have to have the decency sometimes, like, look, even though you're in higher authority, we know that. We know you can shoot people. We know you got the weapons to shoot, right? But you can do it differently. You know what I'm saying? Without, like, shooting. You got taser. You got whatever. You got, you know.
The taser didn't work on homie who was getting tased by two
We
people.
talk about Jacob.
But
I'm just saying in
you
general.
know, but that's a different person. Maybe they ain't hit him
Exactly.
the right spot. You know?
Exactly.
Like, so.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's because it didn't
There's
work on one
way,
person.
bro. Like, all I'm saying is there's way. Like, these people, like, even the one video I saw one time, they shot this dude on the floor while he was laying on the floor.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they give him CPR. The man is still handcuffed while they give him CPR. And I'm like, I'm sitting there watching these, and I'm pissed. Like, I'm sitting there like, man. Like, I don't even have TV now because of all this crazy shit. Like, I don't watch TV. And I'm watching this video, and I'm like, man, this man, the whole time I'm thinking, all right, they're saying he's bleeding from the side, but he's handcuffed laying on his, like this, laying on the floor. They're trying to get to the wound to put pressure on it. His arm is still in the way. Handcuffed, and he's trying to pull his hand up, like handcuffed, like, dude, uncuff the joint. Like, the common sense, that's what we're talking about. Like, okay, you got him now. Like, you feel me? Uncuff the joint. With the whole guy, he's going in the car. You can shoot the arm. Teach him how to think then, right?
Yeah, shoot
That's
the
the
leg.
point that we're talking about. Like, that whole 21 or whatever, like, you could, but cops are trained to what? They shoot to kill, from what I understand. So it's like,
That'd be from what it looked like.
That
Shit.
would be for
bro, that guy just got lucky that he survived. That man was not trying to shoot him for him to survive.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, he wasn't. He was trying to
You
kill
feel
him.
me?
But it's and then after
Then that was
that, the man is on the
you
ground,
know,
and they fucking. It looked like they're trying to put the handcuffs on him. You just shot him 7 times, and you gonna put handcuffs on him?
bro,
Then the
it's-
motherfucker's in the hospital, and he's handcuffed to the bed, and then they say, well, this is protocol for sex offenders. Well, I know one thing he ain't doing if he paralyzed from the waist down. I don't think you got to worry about him trying to force himself on nobody. All right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we using common sense. And I ain't trying to be funny because a man is, you know what I mean, a man could have lost his life. But yo, he ain't fucking. All right? He ain't trying to fuck. He ain't thinking about fucking. Take the fucking handcuffs off of me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand.
And I don't understand how a motherfucking cop. No, I do understand how a cop could. A black cop could could see this video, and in any way be like, police was justified. That's some cool
But you
shit.
gotta. But you hold on. Let's not say that like that.
Nah, I'm saying.
Let's not say that
That's
like
some cool
that. Jay.
shit,
That's not right. We do all cops. All cops. Don't say don't single them out because it needs to be that because it needs to be because if they're gonna be blue, right? If they're gonna be blue to their true to their police, then make all cops accountable. Yo, listen.
No.
Hey,
I'm not saying that all cops ain't accountable, but I'm saying before you put that fucking uniform on, you was black. When you woke up in the morning, you ain't have a
you
badge
can say that
on.
about the white people.
No, because I expect the white person to do some racist shit. I don't expect a black person to justify it.
Right. Listen, based on now I'm moving just a little bit. I'm not on either side. I mean, I'm not on the side of police. I'm just giving you like what they think, based on what they're taught. Because at this point, it's like almost like the army, right? National Guard.
Well, I was in the army.
Okay, so the way you think versus the way we supposed to like be human. Like, yo, listen, like have sympathy, have empathy. You're taught just a different way. You're taught a different way of how to handle in certain situations. And sometimes, in a blink of an eye, again, they're human. Again, they're human. Like, let's not take consideration, let's not go back and say, you know, they're not. They are human. I'm not taking no side on this. On that.
Can I say
But I'm just saying, if a person like if a black man if a black man is speaking, you know, with a sense of like taking up for blue, that's them. But if they're handling the situation the way they were told to handle it, man, maybe they need to
go in there guns blazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Maybe they need to think about getting a different profession.
Wait a second.
I'm saying maybe they need to think about getting a different
No.
profession.
So you saying that it's how they train and who is giving them the orders.
Right.
So they the dog on the leash and they
That's
outside.
a fact. That's
right?
what it sounds like to me.
So then who are we blaming here?
Maybe they need to think about getting a different profession. Maybe they need to get a different profession.
Bro, let me say
Because
this,
they're never.
Let me say this.
If you
though.
get
The reaction, right? Being a cop, like, listen, I'm sure there's some type of oath or some type of something that they go through that make you aware that, my man, this is what you about to get yourself into, right? That's why they have all these rules, 21 rule, all that stuff, right? So you're already aware of that. Now, let me tell you this, right? Have you seen videos of white men waving knives? And I saw one recently, the same day, guns. Yeah, the police officer was like, oh, excuse me. Like, he was kind of trying to dodge from getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Make it be a black dude, bro. That it won't be a word, man. Make one move towards him, he might get 30 bullets. If that's it, you know what I mean?
You got a black cop talk about, well, you know,
feel
he
me?
does
So
have a criminal history.
When you see stuff like that, right, you got to weigh it.
Cool ass.
See, they weighing it on, like, hey, okay, criminal history, whatever, but then you got someone that actually had a knife that was coming at you, charging at you. You didn't shoot him, but someone was walking away, or someone was just saying, like, why you, or just kind of like, that's the point you have to think about it there, right? It's not about the training. It's not. These people out here, they're not really thinking, like, you have a job to do. You know, you want to go home to, you know, you want to be safe and all that rule and protection that you got, all that stuff, but you can do something and then you can go home. Because I've met cops and they will talk to you and tell the actual truth. And then even if it's something that you're in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have cops that pulled me over before and something I was in the wrong, they talk to me, like, you know, I'm just like, long time ago, they would talk to me like, you know, you need to do better for yourself in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But if I let you go right now, and within 5 minutes, another cop is gonna pull you over, and they're not gonna give you the same pep talk. Right? It was a black cop that did that. But he made me know. He told me that, look, you go right now, you're gonna be arrested, and that same thing I'm telling you right now, like, I'm not, you know what I mean? They're not gonna do the same thing for you.
I would even venture to
So
say
it's
this.
not about training, just a human being. Like, you can really, like,
I would even venture to say this. Would you assume that in the military we are trained at a higher level than the police are? Your local police.
I assume you would.
Yeah. You know, our rules of engagement state that we don't fire unless fired upon.
I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah. So, if police are at a lower level, don't you think, like, you don't think that maybe that applies?
Well, I'm gonna say this, Jay.
Because they damn sure
Maybe-
don't handle situations
maybe,
like that.
Maybe that's where things need to start. When you say that the NBA players don't know what to start, or we don't know what to start, maybe the way the police are trained need to be
Yeah,
trained.
because they're trained to react, to respond.
Maybe they need to take
Hold
their
on.
guns away.
They're trained to respond according to perceived threats. Now, that's a very, very tricky word. They respond to perceived threats. Now, I think it is abundantly clear that they perceive our black skin as a threat,
That's the problem, man.
which is why they respond to us the way that they do.
What I'm saying is, to end this, take their fucking guns. That's it.
That's not realistic. If
Not
you,
bad, well,
take, if you
man.
take their guns away, you gotta take everybody's
You
guns
gotta
away.
take
That shit
everybody's
ain't
guns
happening.
away.
Hey, well,
That's not gonna happen.
Well, I tell you this, bro. I ain't giving my shit up. So
We just gotta act. We just gotta, try and get things done the right way, man. One little mistake,
I do
bro.
believe that we ought
One
to
little
defund
mistake
the
and one
police.
little pullover can lead into a killing. So we gotta move accordingly.
Yes.
Like, whatever you gotta do to avoid something, just do it. And you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like we
Shit, I
gotta
don't know.
come
You
with the
could
rule.
fucking comply completely and still
Right,
get
and it's
shot.
still,
Philando Castile.
so it's like you just gotta.
Yeah, we know that cop was shit. But listen, we gotta get out of here. Before we get out of here, rest in peace,
Yeah, y'all are
Chad
fucking police.
Boseman, Chadwick Boseman, John Thompson, and our hometown hero who went to my high school,
Cliff
Robinson.
Wakanda forever.
We out. Wakanda forever, yo. For real. Good shit, yo.